So this week we're going to add to our band warm-up number 1, which you're going to do every day. And each day we're going to add another simple exercise that you're going to play 2 or 3 times after you kind of work your way through it. So you can see each line here up on the screen is divided up by instrument. Horns, you're listed twice, right? These are the actual horn notes that line up with everybody else. But oftentimes you're playing trumpet notes, and that's fine. You can do that as well. Just know that you're going to sound different than me when I play. All right. So you want to take this with the same procedure that we do in class, right? That's the best way to learn to play a line that you've never played before. They start out pretty easy. And even from a counting perspective, they're pretty easy. So what you're going to focus on with this is not only playing right notes, but getting your best, prettiest tone. That might mean after you play through band warm-up number 2, you might rest to your face for a minute and then jump over to this right here. And then we're going to work through this together. All right, so let's start with this, all right? So obviously I'm looking at the clarinet trumpet line right here. Everybody look where you're supposed to, right? Tubas, you're down here. Trombones and baritones, you're right here. Flutes and mallets, you're up here. Saxes, you're right here. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, as we always do, is we're going to count through it first. All right, Eastman system. Try to use your hand. We are in 4/4, so our fingers are going to be in 4. Here we go. And counting this line A and go. 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. We're going to stop right here. We're going to stop at the next section, which is double barred right there. All right. So hopefully you use your fingers and you count it out loud. That's important, knowing that these half notes are on count 3. Another thing to be aware of is we want you to try and do 4 measures in one breath. If you play tuba or flute, that could be really tough. But trumpets, clarinets, and saxophones should be pretty easy. Trombones, you should be able to make it too. You guys were getting really good at making longer phrases before we went on break, so I hope you're able to do that. All right, this time you're going to say your note names. Now we've got an interesting problem here because all of you play different instruments, and we're only going to do this once. So I'm not going to say any note names. I'm not going to say any note names at all. You have to say your note names as you go through. Okay, so obviously flutes and low brass are starting under B flat here. Trumpets and clarinets and horns are starting on the C, and saxes are starting on the G. But you say your note names, because remember, saying your note names helps you memorize those lines and spaces. So you say your note names. Here we go. 1, 2, say your note names, go. Here. Again, really easy. It's just going to be nice and pretty. This time we're going to air, finger, tongue. Ready? And 1, 2, air, finger, tongue, and go. I tried to do a 4-measure phrase at the end there, but without the instrument, it's actually really, really hard. So right now, if you're air, finger, tonguing and you're just getting 2 measures per breath, that's okay. Just when you play, you want to make sure you're trying to do 4 measures in one breath. All right, I think we're ready to play it. Here we go. If you're not ready to play it, you can take a little bit of time to practice through it a couple of times. 1, 2, ready. that's it for today. That plus band warm-up number 1 is going to be plenty enough. Of course, the smart thing to do to make sure that you know this really well is to play it 4 more times minimum. Okay, so a total of 5 times to make sure that you know it and you're solid with it. 5 times correct. Okay, so you can rewind the video a little bit, play along with me again 5 more times. All right, and that is your assignment for Monday.